What's up, guys? Alright, so the purpose of this video is to show you guys how to spam check your list of expired domains. So if you look here, what we have right here is a list of expired domains, and obviously you can see we have them sorted from highest to lowest. This is the domain authority column, and this is the page authority column. Have them sorted highest to lowest. This is actually a list that's it's an old list that I have. I don't usually buy expired domains that are lower than that have anything lower than 25 domain authorities. So that's why you can see most of these domains are 20 domain authority 22 and lower. So anyway, so we have this list of expired domains here, and so say you want to go through this and you want to spam check these domains as quickly as possible. So the first thing that you need to know is you need to be able to just look at see, I've been doing this for so long that I can just look at the domains here, and I can tell just by looking at it if it's spam or not. An example would be this right here. Anything that says, that has boots. You can see this is UJJ Boots Outlet. You can tell just mostly by the fact that it says Boots and Outlet in it that it's going to just end up being a website that's been spammed. So so we'll start from the top. This looks like a domain that you might want to investigate further, just because it doesn't really have any kind of the well-known spam signals. So this right here. Probably another one you'd want to investigate further. Photos BIM. I'd probably pass on that, but you might want to investigate it further. This one might want to investigate it further, but probably pass. Probably pass on this one. Natural Spring Resources, might want to investigate that further. Obviously, you'd pass on this one. 3 hosts. I usually pass on any of the domains that have any kind of hosting keywords in them, that so any kind of domains that say host or hosts something hosts. So pass on that one. Was Hua and 123 might investigate that further, since it really doesn't take that long. Weddingsatcollectibles.co.uk, would pass on that one. Sounds anything. A lot of the domains that have anything to do with wedding stuff are usually spam. Premier chess sets, probably would pass on that one. Lemeso 17, might want to investigate that further. Woman P, might want to investigate that further. Uggs outlet stores, definitely would pass on that. OncoPetroleum.ca, would definitely want to investigate that further. Boots, winter boot sale, that's obviously what you're looking for. Is you're looking for any of the any domains that look like they've either been spammed, used for some kind of spam, or any domains that look like they've been used by another SEO. So this is a good example of that. The winter boot sale, I mean, you can just tell by looking at it. It smells like it's just an SEO is using keywords in here. It's probably spam. What you're looking for, the ideal expired domain, is basically something that you can tell just by looking at the domain name that it lived it serves some kind of legitimate purpose. This is a great example of that. OncoPetroleum.ca. That sounds like it sounds like it lived a legitimate life of a domain. Les Blancs Descartes, not exactly. It sounds like it might be spam, but I'd probably look at it just to be sure. Paul Stalker Coaching.co.uk, might look at it, but probably pass it. Lavalette.org, probably look. I'd probably check it out. A lot of these, this is a good example right here. You can see it's just a long list of a bunch of random letters. This would obviously be spam. This looks like it would be spam, but I'd probably check it out just in case. ztgjack.com, I'd probably just check that out just to be safe. You know, because you really don't want to. I mean, you want to find any legitimate expired domains as quickly as you can. So even if you think it might be spam, it doesn't really hurt. It doesn't hurt to check it out, because it only would take like maybe 10-15 seconds to check it out. sassycactus.co.uk. See, once you webhostinghelp.com, I would, I'd pass on that one, pass on this one. Ugg boots on sale, and a lot of the spam websites will be stuff like they'll have the word bag in it, like something bags or bags outlet, Louis Vuitton bags, whatever. Once you've done this a little bit, you'll kind of just get a sixth sense for what's spam and what's not. So what we'll do is we'll just start at, say, we'll just start right here at this domain. So what you do is copy it, and we're gonna just in the post, in the guide that I wrote, what I recommended was starting with the Open Site Explorer when you're trying to spam check the domains. But I actually would start with the internet, with the archive.org, because what you're trying to do is make this process as simple as possible and as quick as possible. What you want to do is just identify whether a domain's going to be legitimate or not in the quickest possible way. And I think that just by starting with the archive.org, you can very quickly click a few snapshots and see whether or not it was used for spam or anything like that. So we'll paste this domain into here, and I'm going to try to slow this down a little bit, but you'll obviously want to do it as fast as possible when you're doing it yourself, to save time. But I want to slow it down a little bit so you can get a good idea of what actually goes through my mind while I'm doing this process. So click Browse History, and so you can see this website has a history. This goes back to 2006. You want to start with the newest snapshots and then go backwards. So start with this one. Click this. So this is obviously just a parked page. Nothing wrong with that. Just click this one. Okay, and so you can tell right off the bat here, we click the second snapshot, and you can see that it's obviously some kind of Japanese, some kind of Japanese. 9.9 times out of 10, any website that has anything really to do with Japanese, I mean, no offense to the Japanese, but it's basically known to be spam. I mean, it's like almost always going to be spam. So the fact that we clicked the second snapshot and saw all that Japanese spam, we can just instantly disregard this website, because we don't want anything to do with any domain that has even a hint of spam. So you can completely skip all the other steps, such as the Open Site Explorer and Majestic. You can skip all those and then go right back to your list of domains here and click the next one. So this is a .asia domain. I'm actually just going to skip that, because I obviously don't register those from my own personal network. Yaya741 sounds like it might be spam, but we can just pop it into here real quick and check it out. So obviously this is you're going to come across a lot of domains that have only maybe one snapshot, and the fewer the snapshots, the less likely it is that you're going to want to buy that domain, because you really want to have a good understanding of the domain's prior life before you make the decision to purchase it. So we'll just click this. Okay, it's a 302 response, redirecting to some forum. Okay, so that's not bad. The fact that there's only one snapshot here makes this domain really iffy. But if it did have a high domain authority and favorable metrics, you you might want to investigate it a little further, even though you don't have really any history in the archive.org. So we'll just paste it in the Open Site Explorer here, and so when you paste the website in here and it shows that there's no information in SEO Moz, then the next thing you'll do automatically is just type in the www version of the domain and see if that brings up anything. And sometimes you'll have a case where it just won't bring up anything at all on either version. And to be honest with you, at this point, I would probably just pass on the domain and just move to the next one. But if it did have very favorable metrics, such as a really high domain authority or something, you might want to move on and check it out in the Majestic SEO here. But anyway, just for the purpose of this video, I'll just skip this domain and move on to the next one. So topladieswatches.com, you can tell instantly that that's a spam domain. You just pass that up. DanielDurant.com looks like somebody's name, so if it's a name, you want to probably investigate that further. A lot of times the expired domains that have like a name like this, they're not in my experience not very authoritative, but you might want to just check it out anyway. So we'll click browse history, and this domain, we'll just click the snapshots here, so we can see here that content analyst and curator, and you just want to scroll down and just kind of read this. Online gaming, CSR, telemarketer, direct communications, the challenge of acceptance. This looks like it. Genes, memes, and teams. Development, treatment for diseases. I don't know, this domain looks like it'd be spam. So I would probably just pass on this one, because if you can't get a good understanding of what the domain was, we'll just go and click on a different snapshot here, and you might have to just click a few snapshots to see. If you can't get a really good idea of what the domain was actually serving, what purpose it was serving, that's kind of a red flag. You kind of want to avoid it. I'll click a few on a domain like this. I'll click a few of these snapshots from the latest time here, 2011, and then I'll click and go to the farthest time that the domain was archived here. So for example, this is for this domain to be 2009, and I would click a few of the snapshots here and see if anything is really different if what's in these snapshots is different from what's in the snapshots from 2011, or whenever the latest time that this website was archived. So you can see here, just picking up, and I got all the individuals. So this looks like it maybe was some guy's website about who knows what. What is the porn trap? Honestly, I'd probably just stay away from something like this. It doesn't really, and this kind of goes with my whole, what I was saying about websites that are basically just someone's name are not usually very authoritative. So just based on this, it doesn't really look like it's an authoritative website anyway. So I'll just pass on this, because what you're trying to do is just save your time and find the most, the strongest expired domains in the least amount of time possible, so you can just skip domains like this. So we'll go back over here. PEchildcareservices.ca sounds kind of spammy, but we'll just pop it into the archive and search, and we'll click a few of the snapshots here. 302 responses are perfectly fine. What you're looking for is to make sure there's no 301 redirects. So 302 redirect is fine. That's not really hurting anything. You do, however, want to check and make sure that if you do click it and it shows a 302 redirect like this, that it's not some like really spammy website that it redirects to, like something to do with, you know, porn or pharmaceuticals or something like that. So we'll just click through the snapshots here, and it's Prince Edward Child Care Services. Okay, so that obviously Prince Edward, you know, matches the domain name here, and it's pretty easy to tell once you've done this for a while to tell, you know, based on the archived pages here, to tell whether or not the website has actually been repurposed for you know, a PBN site or something like that. Some people who repurpose expired domains for, you know, a blog network or something are actually really good at making a website seem like it was like it's, you know, like its theme and everything matches what it used to be, when really it's actually not. It's, you know, obviously a PBN site. But anyway, so this website here provides quality early learning childcare for families in Prince Edward County, blah blah blah. It's obviously some kind of day childcare website. And look at the links over here. You always want to check the links, make sure there's no, you know, you don't see any kind of Viagra links or anything like any kind of spam hidden. You know, just look at all the links here, make sure they all look like legitimate. And so this, as you can see from this snapshot, everything looks pretty legitimate. We'll just click a few more of these and make sure that it hasn't been you know, spammed anytime recently. And, you know, you might even want to just click back a couple years and just take a quick peek at, you know, some of the snapshots from earlier and see if those match the latest ones. In this case, they do. There's another positive sign. Let's go back to the earliest, and they obviously match. So this website has been pretty much the same throughout its entire life, all the way through 2013. So it passed the archive.org test. So now we would go to Open Site Explorer, paste it into here, search, and so before you even do anything, you want to look at the domain authority here and the page authority. And so this is 2125. What you want to do is type in check the www version to see if these get higher. So obviously we just checked the www version and it went from 21. Both of the metrics went up here. So the page authority, I believe it said 22, and with the without the www and with it, it's 33. So it's obviously higher. So you want to just do that quick check right away to find out which version of the domain has the highest metrics. In this case, it's the www version. So now what you do is scroll down here, and what I do is I always right away I change this to follow, change this to only external, and change this to pages on this root domain. So that's going to show you all of the followed links that are pointing to all of the followed external links that are pointing to any page on this root domain. And you can group or ungroup the links. I usually just leave them ungrouped and click filter. So what that's going to do is give you a kind of bird's eye view of all of the links pointing to this website. And so you can see here, just kind of glance at the page authority and domain authority of these links. So you can see that it's not terribly authoritative. A lot of DA, PA links in the 20s and 30s. A really powerful domain, you'd see a lot of links that are DA, DA 40, 50 plus 60, and the same for PA and from the links here. But also, so what you're doing now is you're just kind of scanning through all the links here, the link URLs, and also the anchor text. And those are kind of the most important things you're looking at here. And you're just checking the anchor text to make sure there's nothing spammy there, and also taking a look at the links here, and you can just click a few of them open here, I usually just click the first maybe 2 or 3 and check the pages that these links are coming from. So there's obviously a few links on this page, but this is a totally legitimate, you can tell here it's obviously a totally legitimate website that the links are coming from. There's not a doubt, not a single bit of doubt about whether this website is kind of sketchy or anything. So check out this page. Obviously there's another extremely kind of authoritative website here. Everything looks legit on this website. This is where the link is coming from. If you look here, obviously the links are still in place pointing to the website. So just check this last link. Okay, a lot of links, quite a few links on this page, outgoing links, but that's all right. This website looks obviously looks really legitimate too. These are all really good signs. And you can see the link is still in place here to the website that we're looking at, the expired domain. So obviously that's good. That's what we want. We want the links to be there. So now, so the domain is past this check with Open Site Explorer. So now what we do is we'd move on to Majestic SEO as the kind of final check here, and paste the domain into here. And we want to make sure that we use the version of the domain that has the highest metrics as shown in Open Site Explorer, which would be in this case the www version. Yeah, that's correct. So and this is really important that you use the right version, otherwise Majestic is not going to bring back the correct results that you're looking for. So I would just use the historic index when you're doing this search. Just click search. Don't worry about clicking this, because Majestic will change this automatically depending on what version of the website you put in this box here. So in this case, this is actually what Majestic SEO considers a subdomain. Anything that has www before it is considered a subdomain, and a root domain is considered anything that doesn't have www. So we'll just click search here, and you can see that this website has a trust flow of 5, has a citation flow of 17. That's really not that bad for a website that has, as we can see, has a domain authority of 21. Okay, page authority, don't really pay too much attention to that. Websites, the lower the domain authority that they have, the more likely that the trust flow and the citation flow are also going to be low. I'd like to see a trust flow of at least 10 or higher, preferably 15 or higher. Citation flow of 17 is not horrible. I'd like to see 20 plus, but it really just depends on what your purpose for the domain is. I mean, this is everything else about this domain looks extremely legit. So even though the Majestic factors aren't, the Majestic metrics aren't amazing, I still might pick this domain up, depending on like I said, if you're buying expired domains for the purpose of just kind of creating a big batch of 25 sites or something, or 30 or whatever, and you don't really care too much as to how much link juice each individual site is providing. If you don't care too much about that, if you don't care too much about the overall kind of link power of the website, then a domain like this would be fine, even though the Majestic metrics aren't extremely favorable. You want to look at the referring domains here. 36. I mean, it's like I said, these metrics aren't horrible. I would probably pick this domain up if I was building out a network, of some 20 to 20 domain authority, 20 to 25 sites. If I was building a small network of that, of maybe 30 or so sites, I'd probably pick this one up. So we'll scroll down now. The trust flow and citation flow, like I said, isn't amazing, but it's at least, you know, it's at least acceptable. If a trust flow was 0 or something, or 1 or something any lower than 5, probably wouldn't pick this domain up. So we'll scroll down, we'll look at the anchor text real quick here. Doesn't matter, the percentage of the text really doesn't matter at all. I just look at right here, I look at the actual anchor text, and you can see all of these are completely natural looking. You know, they're basically the website's name, you know, with HTTP or whatever, www or whatever. There's no any kind of, you know, spam anchor text in here, so this would check out here. So then we'd scroll down here, and if you look at the backlinks here, you can see it shows a few pages here. Majestic shows a few pages. It says the link type has been deleted. I wouldn't really pay too much attention to this section here, because we checked out the links, a few of the links in Open Site Explorer, and they're obviously still live and active, so that's a good sign. So we'll just kind of ignore this section. We'll scroll down here to the section that says pages, and this is what we're looking for. And in green here, it'll show you, I believe, the top 5 pages of the domain when it was live. And you can see here playgroups, early learning, content.php, schedule. So just a quick glance over this, and you can see that there's no sign of spam anywhere. There's no, you know, a lot of times, like I said, these domains will be repurposed, and the spammers will actually build out pages on the websites, such as you might see like something that says NFL jerseys or Louis Vuitton, you know, some kind of really obvious, you know, payday loan or something. You'll see these pages that will show up here, that obviously don't make any sense. You know, with why would a childcare services website have a page about NFL jerseys or something like that? So this website passed all the tests. So what I would do then is just grab this domain here, copy it, make sure you copy the right version. You want to, when you record the website, before you buy it, you want to make sure that you have, like I said, the version that has the highest metrics as shown in the Open Site Explorer. And what you do is just take this domain and paste it into, what I would do is paste this domain into another Excel file. And I would take note of the domain authority, page authority, and the Majestic metrics, the trust flow and citation flow. Record all that into a spreadsheet, and that's pretty much it. And the domain would basically sit there until I decide to buy it, and that's pretty much the whole check for spam checking. So we'll just click here, webhostingguide.org, Moss, this looks like it'd probably be another spam website, svinalike.co.uk. Just for kicks, we'll just pop that into archive.org here and take a look at that. Click the first snapshot here, Derek Williams. Welcome to my website. This looks like it might be a legitimate website here. We'll just check some of the other snapshots. Go back a couple years here. Check these snapshots. Website is still the same. Click a couple years back farther, website is still the same. Let's go all the way back to 2005. Check the snapshot there. Okay, so the website has been the same for the entire time. So it doesn't look like it's a really very authoritative blog. But we'll still, we can still do another check on it. So we'll paste it into here, into Open Site Explorer. And we see see that it has a 26 domain authority, page authority of 26, 21, 26. So obviously nothing is coming up here, so we'll check the www version of the site and see if anything comes up there. And a lot of times Open Site Explorer won't have any data on a website, and that doesn't really mean that the website is spam or anything. All it means is that they just don't have any data on it. So you could, if you're really interested in the domain, such as if it has really favorable metrics, you could always paste it into Majestic here, and just kind of do your research with Majestic. And if everything checks out in Majestic, you could go ahead and pick up the domain. So we can see here that the Open Site Explorer is showing information for the www version. So we'll do like I said and click the only follow, only external pages on this root domain, filter, do all that really quick so we can get a good idea of the links. And then we're looking at, like I said, the URLs, checking the URLs. What you're looking out for is you're making sure that the links aren't from directories. We want to avoid any websites that are getting all of their domain authority and page authority from directories, because those are really low quality links. They're not passing really any juice at all. So links from Blogspot, stuff like that, they're not too bad. You just want to make sure that not all the links are from Blogspot or WordPress or something. So we'll just click a few of these links here, a few of these top links, and take a look at the pages. So let's see, and you're checking also to make sure that the links are not comment spam. So you can see here that this website is actually getting its link from this right here, from this section, which is not part of the comment section. I figured it was actually going to be coming from one of these, from the comment sections. Well, apparently these aren't even linking out to websites. So this link, even though it's kind of an ugly website, this link would check out, and it's obviously still live. So we'll just check out this. This is a Blogspot blog. You just want to check to see how the website is being linked to. If it's this is actually in another language, which is fine as long as it's. I always really just try to avoid the Japanese or the Chinese kind of languages and anything to do with that, because it's 9 times out of 10 it's going to be spam. So without scrolling down and actually looking for the link to the website here, I'm just, this looks like it's a Blogspot blog, so it's really ugly. It's in Spanish, but it looks like a legitimate site. Doesn't really look like, as far as you can tell, it's in Spanish, so it's kind of hard to tell if it's really spammy, but it doesn't really give off that kind of spam vibe. So I would definitely, this link would check out. Go to the next one. London. This is websites that expired domains that have links from websites that look like this, that are basically just kind of like raw HTML. Those are kind of the best links that you're looking for. Those are kind of the most legit links, as opposed to like a link on, if the website's getting a link from a WordPress blog or something like that. So we'll just scroll through here, through these links, and you can see right here, here is this apparently is someone's name, and here's the website. You can see here's the domain, that's the link to the domain is right here. So this looks legit. Everything about this site looks legit, nothing spammy. So all these links, first few links we clicked on, they check out, nothing spammy. And just kind of scroll down and just look at all the links and make sure, like I said, that they're not coming from spammy websites. So this domain would pass the Open Site Explorer test. So I would copy the www version here and move on to Majestic, paste it into Majestic, make sure this is checked here, the historic index, click search. So this website has a trust flow of 0, citation flow of 18. It's got a lot of backlinks to it. So when it has a trust flow of 0, here what we'll do first is we'll just check the other version of the domain. Okay, so obviously the www version is the strongest, has a higher citation flow, but it has a trust flow of 0. And I honestly, at this point these days, I just avoid really just avoid the websites that have a trust flow of 0, because there's so many websites out there that expired domains out there that you can buy that don't have a trust flow of 0. And what I have found is that the websites that I get the most bang for most kind of value for the money are the websites that the expired domains that have good Open Site Explorer metrics and also Majestic SEO metrics. So they should have, you know, high domain authority along with a decent trust flow and decent citation flow. And the higher the Majestic SEO metrics in conjunction with the Open Site Explorer metrics, the more likely that domain is going to give you you know, a lot of the link juice that you're looking for. So even though I wouldn't buy this domain, we'll just scroll down and look at the anchor text really quick here. You can see by looking at these anchors that nothing really looks spammy here. You know, basically someone's name, the website's URL, you know, HTTP. Nothing real spammy here, so that would check out. Scroll down here and check the pages. And as you can see in green and okay, not in green here, but these top pages right here. Whoops, I was looking at the wrong one. Okay, so here's the pages in green, and you can see here these, you know, index.php, image.php, so a bunch of images, stuff like that. As long as you don't see any kind of spam, you know, about jerseys or boots or handbags or you know, stuff like pharmaceutical stuff like Cialis or Viagra or you know, something 50 milligrams or whatever, you know, any of that kind of spam stuff. As long as you don't see that in the pages section, you would be good to go, and you could go ahead and add this domain to your Excel sheet of domains that you might want to purchase. So that's basically my kind of process for checking domains before I purchase them. Just run one more through here. We'll just run this Metacarp, something, can't pronounce it. We'll just paste that in here and check the snapshots. Okay, so here you can see right away, what is this? This is a somebody's repurposed this website and turned it into a website about carp fishing gear, lures, tackles, sea fishing, blah blah. You can obviously see discount fishing gear. You can basically get a sixth sense for websites that you want to avoid. This is obviously not a website you'd want to purchase. So just by seeing that, you can just immediately skip this domain so you don't waste any more time looking at it and move on to the next one. Here's one that looks legitimate, rodontechnologies.com. We'll paste that in here. Look at that. Unfortunately, it only has a couple of snapshots here. I really just try to avoid any websites that don't have enough kind of history for me to go on, because I really don't want to waste my money on websites, on expired domains that don't look legitimate. So and you can see Open Site Explorer is not showing any kind of information on this website, so I would just skip that. And I'm even more likely to skip a domain the lower that the domain authority is, because obviously don't want to waste any more time on it if it's not even that strong of a domain to begin with. Tangodo Fushi. We'll just pop that into here. This one obviously doesn't have any information. But yeah, anyway, so that's basically my entire process for spam checking the domains. Just as a quick recap here, what you would do is paste it in the archive.org, check through all the snapshots, not all of them, but check through quite a few of them from the latest time that it was archived, and then check from the earliest time it was archived. Just check to see if the website if it's been the same throughout most of the time, or if it's like radically different. If it's radically different from say 2013 to 2005 in terms of what actually is, in terms of the purpose that the site is serving, not so much how it looks, but the purpose, you might want to just avoid that. If it checks out, or you're also watching for when you're looking through the archive.org, you're watching to make sure it's not 301, hasn't been 301 redirected, and just checking for any kind of obvious spam. If it passes that test, you're going to paste it into Open Site Explorer here and check the WW version, see which version has the highest metrics, and then check a few of the links that check a few of the links that show up. These links, check a few of these links. Make sure you sort this for follow only external links, pages on this root domain, and then filter so you can get a look at all the links. Just quick glance at the anchor text, make sure there's no spam, and then you want to pop it into Majestic SEO, check the trust flow, citation flow, make sure that's decent. Check the anchor text down here, make sure that everything checks out, no spam, and then check the pages down here and make sure there's no spam. And that's pretty much the entire process.